Ordered chicken wings. Pretty happy about that. Got a nice little dry rub coming. I'm a dry rub and then dip. You never do takeout with the sauce. Know what I'm saying, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Buddy, I'm Done. This one is about policy pushers. People who stand behind the terms and conditions and they just want to screw you, dude. That's what I'm talking about. These people that just go, there's nothing I can do. The contract says there's no way. I'm so sorry because I'm a robot. I can't help you now.
Hey, a rule is a rule. And let's face it, without rules, there's chaos.
So sorry because it says at the time, and we don't reciprocate that back, I find. I'm always dealing with this when I'm on the road, dude. When I'm on tour, car rentals, hotels, airlines, venues, every one of them tries to just and gouge you because they just don't want to be a good person to the next person. You don't want to be a human being. That's my problem. If you want to come and see me live, go to my website, markanth.com. Check out where I'm going to be. I'm having a huge issue dealing with venues, guys. Venues, everyone's always like, why don't you come to my town over here? And they name their town. A lot of the times, there's just not a lot of venues. Now, I am not a world famous comedian yet, come on, where I can play stadiums and you just show up, right? Some of you have venues that are pretty big that I don't think I can fill. You don't want to risk it. So you go to the nice small town theaters. They're in the 200 to 500 range. What happens when you call these places? They stand behind their policy and go, sorry, you're not allowed to play this venue because you're not part of our scheduled programming that we have people submit to. It's not true. You're kind of shackled to the worst dates on the planet. Mark can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. That's what I can do. And also, I can choose between one of 8 dates for all of next year. And you're like, but out of curiosity, man, I grew up in this town. I pay taxes in this town. I'm someone who's starting to make a name for himself. Don't you think it would be nice if the place that you constantly put out and call it your hometown just backs you for a little bit or helps you go to the next level? Don't you think they'd want to be like, hell yeah, man, good for you, Mark. You're finally getting to this point. We'd love to have you. But instead they go, we're actually going to save it for the orchestra that has 4 people show up. And those 4 people are the people that help bring in the equipment anyways. It's like, you haven't sold out a show in a very long time. A lot of you are going to get all offended and be like, come on, bro, that's not true. It is true. We sit there and I speak to these people who run these towns. And after the shows, my show, Nima's show, whoever, they go, man, we haven't had a sold out show this year. And you guys could have probably done 2. And you're like, so, and that was on a Monday at like 7 p.m. If we can do it on a Monday at 7 p.m., dude, imagine about a Saturday, But no, you reserve it for every dance studio. No offense to the dance studios and the dance moms, but you guys you block off prime dates in prime months all the time. We can't take those dates. And you just sit there and go, sorry, man, there's nothing we can do. Then when we finally do book a show and we come there, who are we met with? The wonderful union workers, huh? The people that can't be bothered to lift their fucking foot for more than 2 seconds because it wasn't in the contract. This is a real story that happened at Vaughan City Playhouse. Shout out to the mayor of Vaughan. All right. He helped me out. We're doing another show there, but I had to go to the mayor because I know he follows my stuff. We got a little rapport online. Saw him at Etal Fest. We're boys now, all right? We're paisans. We're both from Casino. We both have size 15 feet. I thought I was the only one. It's insane. But, he's helped me out. But before that, I was met with so much resistance, and I had to go over their heads, okay? This is what happened. We did my show. If you came to my show in Vaughan, you know exactly what happened. You come to my show, you pay premium price, you're sitting in a theater, and they had no bar. Huh? When I say no bar, I don't mean no alcohol. I mean no concession, period. No water, no chips, no Twizzlers, no nibs, no fucking iced tea, nothing.
That's pretty bad business, fellas.
And I walked in there, I was like, what's going on here? I asked for the bar. Oh, well, actually, you said no. Did I say no? Well, you didn't say to put it. This is a comedy show. Isn't that understood? it's one thing, it was like a Tuesday night. It's one thing if you don't have alcohol. I can kind of get past that point and be like, well, whatever. We're here now. A lot of people don't drink as much these days. It's a Tuesday, no problem. But you have no water, no pop, no chips. That's just a loss for you. That should be open no matter what. That's idiotic to not even have it. I had to send my brother, my sister-in-law, and my wife to Walmart and buy cases of water, cases of chips, and cases of pop, and hand it out for free. For those of you who thought that I was just being Robin Hood passing out water. No, I didn't want to do that. And you're like, why can't you open up the bar now? Like right now. Well, we don't have an inventory. What do you mean? Well, we only get inventory when we need it. We bring it in. I was like, well, what if I go and get the stuff? Can you have people open the concession then? No, we didn't book anybody for that. But you have 7 ushers standing in the hallway playing rock, paper, scissors, shoot. More like rock, paper, scissors, skeet in their pants. They're fucking useless, standing there doing nothing. And they can't be bothered to hand out water because it's part of union policy rules. Are you fucked? At this point, you're like, I am paying top dollar to rent this venue. I fucking grew up in this town. I've come to 100 shows in this building, and I pump this town when I'm not here. When I go somewhere, if I get an award, if someone says, where are you from? I say Vaughan, Richmond Hill. That's what I say. And then the town just goes, fuck you, buddy. Hand out some waters. What kind of asinine backward shit is that? And then, you get these union workers who are 950 pounds and sit there at their desk, right? The audio tech guys, audio visual. You got a backdrop. You're playing something at the beginning. You got some lights. It's 5:01. We have to stop from 5 to 7 to take a dinner break. And unfortunately, we can't really come back until, we've had our meal and we've had our registered break. And, we only work 6 hours and we can't work a second over that or before that or whatever. And you're like, okay, man, can we just do a quick mic check? Unfortunately, sorry, buddy, I'm not allowed to. What do you mean you're not allowed, dude? You're right here. Just hit the button. I'm sorry.
This is a union safety official, and he stays until the union deems this workplace is free of hazard.
And then I'm like, hey, man, just so you know, you have to hit the music when I'm coming on stage. Mark Anthony Synagoga, music starts, I come on, I grab the mic, music off. Can you do that? Well, the button to start and stop the music's over there on the end of the board, and I'd have to get up and go over there. That's going to take some time, and I just can't really, and then I have to hit the button for the screen to come up. I don't give a fuck. I am paying you $200 an hour. Get the fuck up and hit the button. And if you don't want to do it, I'll hire a buddy of mine who can do this with his fucking eyes closed because he's an audiovisual guy. The town goes, no, that's illegal. You can't do that. Are they union guys? No. Is he has my buddy trained union guys? Yes, he can do the job. But no, it's not allowed. He's not part of our union. Well, then tell your union guys to do it. And what really pisses me off about fat people, and I am fat, so I am qualified. Fat people do so much, like myself. I do so much to not be the stereotypes of a fat guy in terms of being a fat, fucking sloppy, sweaty, stinky type of fucking ass crack out, disgusting individual. When I see a fat guy who's melted ice cream like this at his desk and refuses, buddy, it's too far. I'm like, you despicable fuck.
This bucket's only got 3 biscuits. It's supposed to have 4. Oh, here it is.
I want to grab the things I have to do to not be labeled the fucking stinky, smelly, lazy piece of shit fat guy and always have to be trying to make an effort to maybe look a little bit better, or it's the same reason why, my buddy can wear track pants when we go out because girls want to see his fucking cock outline and I have to wear jeans. You see a fat guy in track pants, you're like, buddy, you've let yourself go, right? It's the same type of thing. Just take that extra step and not look like a piece of shit, pathetic individual. I wanted to smash this fat guy's head into a fucking bag of chips. He would have loved that. But I just don't get why we can't sit here and be like, well, hey man, for 1 second, I had to have this conversation with the lady. She literally looked at me like I had a dick on my face. I was like, for 1 second, ma'am, if you don't mind, this is my show. I've sold it out. This is the first time I've done this. This is a very big deal for me in this moment. And I have paying customers here. Can you help me out? You have 5 people there ushering people into seats. You need 2. It's not the fucking Air Canada Center, Scotiabank. We don't need people to guide you to your seat. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's not 10,000 people here, you know? She goes, unfortunately, based on the terms and conditions of your contract, I literally was like, if I see you in public at the mall, I am going to drive my RAV4 into the back of your knees. Like, that's the level of rage you want to get to. You're like, why? Why can't you just understand what's happening here and be a nice person? But you're getting paid your hourly wage. You clock in, you clock out. You're numb to the fucking schedule and you don't give a fuck. That's what it comes down to. These people don't give a shit. But you pay them fucking... I would love for you guys to I would love to show you my contracts with some of these venues and you actually see how much a union worker makes. It's crazy, dude. It's insane. They make that much and go, sorry, buddy, I have my 15-minute break now. Hey, man, can you just wait 2 minutes? We're almost done sound check. I've literally been on stage doing sound check, standing there, just testing the music and the lights. And all of a sudden, the screen halfway up just stops. And I'm on the mic. And all of a sudden, the mic stops working in the place. I'm like, hello? They're gone. I see them out in the back having a cigarette. I'm like, what's going on? Sorry, our break's 7 to 7:15. Dude, we were like 2 more minutes. We would have been done. And then you could do it. Legally, we can't push it on 2 minutes. Who's here? Are we being filmed right now? Like, are you going to be fired? No. Sorry, buddy. Can't do it. Probably the easiest job in the fucking world. But here we are. It drives me nuts because it's always like, oh, well, this is the town's property. The town owns this. You know, you're like, fuck you. No, that's not the case. We pay. We are law-abiding citizens that live in this town, pay taxes, so that you take that money and you build this theater. And then you get paid a salary that we contribute to. That's what happens when arts get funded. And then you sit here and take someone who lives here and goes, right in your bumhole, pal. And you just tell me to shove it in your ass. In my own ass, sorry. I'd love to shove it in your ass, but I shove it in my own ass. And I sit there with a dick in my ass and then have to perform. Isn't that nice, you know? And they just hide behind the rules. I'll give you another example. I moved to Newmarket, okay? I should stop saying that to people. I moved to Newmarket and I moved in June. I don't know, not this year, last year. And I moved in and everybody was parking on the street, right? And I'm like, oh, this is cool. You can park on the street overnight. No one gives a shit. November 1st is the last day you can park on the street. I learned this. This was a $550 lesson that I learned. The last day I parked in the morning, I wake up, there's a ticket on my car. And I was like, well, that's weird. I parked here like 2 nights ago. That's weird. I have a bin on my driveway. Couldn't park there. Only one car could fit. Park on the street, get this ticket. $550. I fight it. They go, sorry, you got to pay. I'm like, no, we're going to go all the way here. Like we're going to the end. Like I'm going to see you in the court up. This is insane. $550 to park on the street. And it's been happening all summer. I get on a Zoom call with the bylaw officer, guy from the town, and myself and someone else. I can't remember. Some mediating person. It got to this point in the conversation where I was like, hey man, I just moved here. I would really appreciate if you could chalk this up to a learning moment. I did not know there is no signage anywhere that says I can't park on the street after November 1st. If that was the case, I would then know that can't happen and I wouldn't do it. I just moved here. People park on the street all summer long since I moved. So I thought that I could park here. He goes, it is listed. Where? This guy goes, you know the welcome to Newmarket sign on Yonge? There should be the policy, the privacy, what is it called? The parking policy should be underneath it. Guys, I drive over there, get out of my car, and I see it. Welcome to Newmarket, population, whatever. In the smallest writing, when you're going 80 supposed to be 60. Even you're going 60. I'm supposed to squint and see the fine print that says parking is not allowed on the streets for after November 1st. What, dude? I'm like, so I was like, hey, man, out of curiosity, did I miss the welcome package here? What do you mean? When I moved here, and you see I'm a new resident of this town, do you guys send something out to be like, hey, by the way, here's the rules of the neighborhood. Here's when you take out garbage and shit like that. He goes, no. Why wouldn't you do that? I've never done that. That seems logical to me. Here's a little welcome package, pal. Farmers markets are on Saturdays over here at this time to this time. Here's recycling and here's this. Well, you should have came to the town and gotten those. We have like some pamphlets. Well, did I know that was an option? No one fucking tells you this shit, dude. And then you make $550 and go, get fucked, Mark. You can't park here. And he literally he told me all this. I was like, hey, man, I'm a new father. I'm in the middle of renos. It's very expensive. To get a $550 parking ticket is a little fucking extreme, man. I would really appreciate it if you could look at this moment as a teachable moment and say, hey, man, moving forward, you can't. I'll let you off with a warning, or maybe lower it to $100. He goes, sorry, that's not happening. Thanks a lot. Leaves the fucking Zoom. I almost snapped my phone and ate it like a fucking Kit Kat, dude. I was so angry because you're just like, you're a piece of shit. It makes no fucking difference. You're on the same salary anyways. You're not making more money because I'm paying this ticket. Like, why can't you just be like, yeah, you know what? That does suck. You are new here. I can see that on paper. That does make sense. It's the first day. Sure, man. No problem. Just pay $50 because Buddy was out there ticketing people. Then on top of that, best part is, moving forward, I had to pay for an overnight parking permit and park my car at a community center in Timbuktu when every night there's buddies getting blowies in the fucking baseball field community center, parking their Civics there for 4 weeks straight. Bus drivers, tow truckers, they park their shit there all night. Do you see a tag on their car? No. Word of the wise, guys. Word from the wise, or word from the pissed. Do me a favor. Just do, and then ask for forgiveness later. Fuck that shit. I need an espresso. Espresso time, yeah. Beautiful. Look at this crema. Unbelievable, this one. Sponsored by Faema Canada, guys. Use the code MARK30, and you can get yourself $30 off website-wide, faema.ca. I love this. I'm very much pro Yuta over the capsules. I constantly argue on Instagram with people about capsule machines, and it's like $1 to $1.50 for a capsule. Fresh beans every time, not manufactured crema, all right? This is real deal stuff. It's like 15 cents. Come on. Just do your research. Stop falling into the trends, bro. You know who uses capsules? Policy pushers. Hey, townships, why don't you get yourself a real machine? We're funding it anyways, huh? It's just a little expense. Put it in my green room. This is my favorite cup, which you can get. Faema.ca, you can get one of these cups. A little Picholino. Every policy pusher, they got a little guy. A little Picholino. That's what my mom used to call me growing up. It means baby penis in Italian. Go watch the joke on my YouTube channel. I don't know, do you do this? Sometimes I swish it around to get all that crema around the cup. Dump it back in. Fun fact for you guys. The temperature of the cup matters. People just think that you make cup warmers for what? For no reason? Come on. Why do you think the top of the machines are hot? You guys can follow Mixology Matt, my brother. He'll give you a whole course on how the glass matters depending on what you drink. The more you know. You guys remember Bill? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know, I can't really get behind the people that live their life on the salary. They don't deviate. They don't have any, empathy for other people. Is that what it is? Or is it sympathy? Empathy. I never know the difference. Come on, I'm a comic. You know, it's like my doctor's office just started implementing a new policy. right? They're like, hey, within 48 hours of rescheduled appointments or cancellation, we're going to charge you a cancellation or rescheduling fee. Do you know how much that fee is? $150. What about when I show up to the doctor's office, my appointment's at 11, I'm there at 10:45, and I see the doctor at 12:30. You know how many I've sat in more waiting rooms than traffic, dude. I sit in waiting rooms, half of my life is in a waiting room, just the next waiting room, the next one. You think you're fooling us being like, room 6, room 4? I know he's sitting there eating a fucking turkey bacon club just behind a curtain, waiting to push some fucking pills on me and shit. I can't believe that. My dentist, same shit. They go, oh, listen, sorry, Mark, you're going to have to, if you say the word cancel, you just get the invoice. You have to say, I have to reschedule. Choose your words wisely, pal, or else here comes the policy police. Fuck you. A cleaning's already $270. They're in bed with the insurance. Honestly, the worst is when you you go to a new city, you get a car rental, and this is how they're trying to screw you when there's 7 different types of coverage you can get for insurance for your car. This happens to me in Italy every time. You land in Italy, you're in line for Avis, Hertz, pick one. There's a sign that's got every single car rental name you can think of, and then a line 800 people deep. And I'm like, hey, you go to the guy in the front, when was your appointment? He goes, 8 a.m. CC. You're like, it's 1. It's 1 o'clock. You wait in line 2-3 hours, and then they have the audacity when you bring the car back, they go, you're 10 minutes late. We have to charge you for another day. I am going to murder you. Because when I rented this car, I had to walk 3 terminals outside in 40-degree weather, rent a car that was way too small, not the one I ordered, that's a diesel, so I can only go to certain gas stations, and then you gave me a car seat that literally looks like it was used in a Jackass prank video, shot off a slingshot, and ricocheted across a gravel path. Destroyed. No safety standards at all. They're like, put the baby on your lap. Okay, sure. No problem. And when you get there, they go, please choose your insurance. I had a situation where I had a car where the sunroof just imploded. Driving on the highway, just the loudest sound ever. And it's that tempered glass, so it goes in little pieces. And they told me that I wasn't covered. Every time I rent a car since then, I say, give me the package. I don't give a shit if someone comes and takes a car emblem. I don't care if this thing explodes, lands in the ocean. No matter what happens to this vehicle, I'm not paying anything and it's covered. Give me that package. Because they'll sit there and go, okay, package number 3. This one covers only glass, windows, windshield, the sunroof. This one, only the tires. This one, only the things stolen in the car. This one, if the car itself is stolen. You're like, what? You have 8 tiers of insurance? That's insane. So they go, you got the one that was a car theft, not car damage. You're telling me that if a car was stolen entirely, that doesn't count as a damaged vehicle? I had to pay 375 euros to replace the sunroof. I got a bill for it. They came and brought a new car and switched the car, but I had to get the thing. I fought this for 8 months because I was doing research. When you're in an Airbnb in Europe somewhere, you're on the time change, so you're just on the phone just fucking Googling shit. I was Googling this. Apparently this particular model of Volkswagens, the Volkswagen Jetta, had from 2020 to 2024 or something, all sunroofs were imploding left, right, and center. They recalled them entirely. So I'm like, this car has a recall on it. You guys don't give a shit. You're still charging me. Si. Why? Because the terms and conditions, when an Italian says, please, the terms and the conditions, I'm like, the things I want to do to you. You can't just be like, oh, there's a baby in the car. We're on the highway. I have luggage and a car and just the sunroof exploded. Don't you think I shouldn't be paying for that when I told you in person? hey, I want full coverage. And then if you're in person, you try and film them and go, I want this conversation recorded because I know I'm telling you I don't want to be pinned for anything. Because, you know, you drive through the streets of Italy, a bus comes, takes your side mirror off and it's gone, skipping like a rock on the ocean. And you're like, hey, a bus came. Yes, but you only got the coverage to cover the glass. Well, what about the mirror, the side mirror's glass? No, it's a plastic film.
Big whoop. Want to fight about it?
I'm gonna fucking stab you, you idiot. They just want to fuck you, dude. This is the best one. I thought this was pretty hilarious. They go, do you want the GPS package for the car? The navigation? I'm like, what year is it? What year is it where I need the fucking in-car navigation, which wasn't updated in the last 50 years, so all these roads aren't even on this fucking thing? I have a phone, dude. Okay, so no. Yeah, dude, no. I don't want the $20 a day navigation package. Fucking me in the ass every time. This is Hot Takes with Hot Sauces, brought to you by Neo's Real Deal Hot Sauce. Today, I am trying the peach habanero sauce. This is my personal favorite. I have had it before. This is 4.5 on the heatometer. I usually do like a little drop at a time. Neo's Real Deal, they are a cauliflower-based hot sauce, not a vinegar-based, which is, to me, already in a league of its own. They were on last seasons of Hot Ones. I've never had this much of this hot sauce in one shot here. This is going to be a problem. Oh, yeah. What was my hot take? Dating. Here's my hot take. You should be able to date at work. It's rasping me my neck. You should be able to date at work. I'm sick of this policy that you can't date people at work. You can't marry people at work. It's a conflict of interest. I don't give a shit. If you own a company and you make sure that people can't date, the seeds. If you make sure that people can't date at your work, you're encouraging cheating. Because then what happens next? That's my work wife. That's my work hubby. No, dude. That's just, you know what I mean? Then you're already, you want to do it. You're around these people all day. You spend most of your time with the people at work. Tip of the tongue in the lips. That's my hot take. Let me know what you think. Should you be able to date at work? Yes or no? Put it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Neil's Real Deal. I need water. I really don't like, I feel like hotels, you know, you always get this because hotels, they have all these little layered things. Early check-in fee, late checkout fee, you know, they have occupancy fees. Tell me what the difference is. If they only have rooms that have 2 double beds, if I have 2 people that are staying in this room or 4 people, can you tell me what the difference is and why it's a different charge? Because that makes no sense to me. There's already 4 towels in the bathroom. You already are changing both beds. Why on earth would I have to pay more for more people staying in the room, whether it's 1 person or 4? It doesn't make sense. You're washing and cleaning everything anyways. You know? And then they sit there and go, yeah, but sir, you know, you need to really make sure that all the people are here. You know how many times I'm like sneaking in my fucking brother or somebody through the back door and being like, hey man, let me get you in through the back. Like, why do we have to do this? It makes no sense. You want to charge more per person? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I'll never forget, my one buddy bails on a trip. This one comic couldn't come to the show. We had 2 rooms, but I had to use a different name per room check-in, right? For room booking. He's not there. He's on the other room. Sorry, sir, you're not allowed to check in this other room. We filled in one of the comics because he couldn't come. I was like, why not? Well, we need the ID for the person who's here who made the booking reservation. Yeah, but he's not here. And I called you and I said, it's different people, transfer them both to my name. Well, we can't have 2 people. I'm like, so you didn't do it? They're like, no, we didn't do it because you can't have like 1 person with 2 different rooms. You can't stay in both rooms at the same time. I was like, I'm just booking the rooms. You're telling me I can't book this entire fucking place and then bring 50 people here? Oh my God, no. No, absolutely not. Why? What does it matter? What if I book all rooms and do nothing with it? Who gives a shit? What are you trying to stop here? You know what I mean? It's not like I'm sitting here coming and being like, can I have a 30-minute rate or hourly rates? Like, then you know I'm trying to do something fucked up in here. But like, it just doesn't add up. I don't know why they do. Well, we need the ID. And then I go, well, can I call the guy who made the reservation? They're like, yeah, you could do that. So I can call the guy. I literally text my dad. I'm like, Dad, pick up the phone and say that you're this name and that you can't come anymore because you don't feel well. He's like, okay, sounds good. I called my dad. My dad made it up and said he was the guy, and they let me in. According to our policy, it took me over 2 hours, and I had to talk to 2 different GMs that work for this fucking hotel chain for no reason. Thanks for fucking the tour. You know what I mean? Just puts a bad fucking taste in your mouth. I don't understand. So I'm starting to do things like my Nonna does. I have my own personal policy. We got a lot of policies, right? You know, like when the hotel tries to tell you can't have the water bottle that's free in there, they charge you $40 because they classify it as drinking from the mini bar. Like, again, it's an essential. I can't have water. I have to drink out the tap that literally tastes like fucking glue sticks. That's great. Free water and free Wi-Fi. If I have to sign in and pay for the internet, you're abusing me. That's abuse at this point. Internet should be free. No one can operate without the internet. The TVs run on the internet. Everything runs on the internet now. Just wipe that shit out, okay? Stop gouging us. Italians, we don't do policy. All right. We know a guy. All right. If you're Rogers, you know, my Nonna doesn't pay Rogers anymore. She's fed up. When Rogers calls and tries to go to collection, she goes, I don't give a shit. You're going to take me to jail. I don't care. Take me to jail anyways. I don't want to go. I'm not going to pay you guys. I'd rather go to jail. I don't give a shit. And when they try and charge you for cable, internet, and phone, you're like, oh, I got to pay like $280 a month here. No problem. I got an Italian guy. He's an electrician. He's going to go to the box, changes a couple wires. Boom. The whole street has free cable.
Let's just say I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
Did you know you could do that? You didn't, because you don't have a guy. Italians don't play by the rules. We pay you in cheese, salami, and cash, and we get it done, because we're not going to sit here and be limited by your stupid policies. All right? If your company hires people and you have a job that stands behind the policy, I'm just letting you know you're a human printer. You're just basically a walking fucking contract, and no one likes you, bro. Get a new job. Don't be in this line of work to stand behind the policy. You got to be the guy that, like, you know, helps us out a little bit. I think the problem is people think that if you have these policies and have these rules, people are going to feel comfortable and structured in your place, but they don't build trust like businesses think they do. You know what builds trust, guys? Espressos and biscottis. You ever go to a DoubleTree? You go to a DoubleTree, they give you a nice, freshly baked fucking chocolate chip cookie. You walk into a DoubleTree, the whole place smells like your mom just baked cookies. Incredible. You go to Costco, $1.50 hot dogs. They're losing money on the hot dogs, but you have the trust, right? You're like, I love this place. I'll spend anything here. And also you can return anything at Costco. You can return a mattress from 25 years ago. I literally bought a pair of jeans like 3 years ago from Costco. I altered them. I brought them back last week. They're like, do you have a receipt? I'm like, no. They're like, all right, no problem. You know why? Because the guy who works there, he's not a policy pusher. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Toss in the back. Beep, beep. $50 back on my card. These are the people we need in life. Okay? More Costco hot dog people. More DoubleTree employees. Here's a cookie. And when you go, can I have another one? They go, how many do you want, brother? 4 of them. They're like 800 calories a piece, it says on the bag. You gave me 4. I had them all. It is what it is. Have an espresso and a biscotti every time someone shows up, all right? And if you need somebody to give you that espresso, go to faema.ca, use the code MARK30, and get yourself a nice, beautiful, thick crema espresso, all right? $30 off site-wide. Check it out. Shout out to Faema for sponsoring the podcast. I've been Mark Anthony Synagoga. This is Buddy. I'm done. Leave some comments in the chat. Have you ever been screwed over by the policy? Do you know how to beat the policy? Let me know. What's your worst policy experience? I want to know. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, guys.